ending my undefeated run.
Yeah, I got whooped by, who did I get whooped by?
Block Ghoul and Guard Mummy.
Oh yeah, Dark Elves. I got the shit kicked out of me by Dark Elves. I got 3 miss necks. That, whoever I played against, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he played really well.
Robin 1981?
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he plays a really solid game. Like
Robin's very good.
yeah, like I learned things from getting my butt kicked like that, so I guess that's a positive. Like, I wish I would have gotten maybe an injury or 2 less that were permanent, but, you know, whatever. I guess they're not permanent, they're just missed necks, but it's just gonna make me... It's gonna really stunt my development.
Yeah, Wood Elves, it's kind of hard to do anything other than 2 War Dancers if you want any other positionals. Ask Omar about his team that he's playing in, Demo Ball, though.
It's awesome.
It comes with a label attached to it though, saying "Do not try this at home."
Yeah.
All our stunts are performed by professional and trained or paid trained professionals.
Omar's team is what? 2 War Dancers, 3 Catchers, no rerolls, no Apothecary?
Yep.
I believe he had an Apothecary, but no reroll. Or no,
I think he had 1 reroll.
Apothecary?
No Apothecary, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. And then he got the Apothecary after the first game, and I think he's got a second reroll now.
Yeah, the treatment are kind of like that.
So now that he's gotten through his second game or his third game, like, now he's in beautiful shape. And last I heard, he was still undefeated?
Okay, so since this worked really well last time, I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Chinese, pizza, pasta, or sandwich?
What's on the sandwich?
What kind of pasta?
Like roast beef or like chicken parm.
You got
Chicken
lettuce and
parma on a
mustard?
sandwich. I want to say the chicken parma because I'm very partial to it.
Yeah, I'm with Rev.
You got lettuce and mustard?
On what? The roast beef? No.
Yeah. Oh,
Just hot with cheese on it and au jus sauce on the side.
that's still pretty good.
You
Yeah,
could do like
I'd go roast
actually,
beef.
you could go like a roast beef sandwich, like a toasted sandwich, like go cheese and whatever sauce you want, and just like throw it in a pan, and just toast the bread in the pan while you heat the meat up.
No. It's different. It's different items there. I'm just deciding who I'm gonna call. It's not all one thing.
So it's delivery.
Yeah, but I'm like Nugget Night was. I thought he was talking about taking a pizza with all that on.
Yeah, I'd get the roast beef sandwich then. That's pretty baller.
So anyone
I should make
answered?
a straw poll, but I'm not gonna.
Anyone answered Counting Kitten's question yet?
Which was?
What?
I'm trying to think of what a good Wood Elf team would be in Hadwick.
Yeah, we mentioned Omar's thing, which is a try at your own risk kind of team.
He's sitting down.
That being
And I
said,
think
the
we're the
standard
same height.
is
You may ask him.
Apo 2 or 3
Apo.
rerolls?
2. You don't need.
No, you for.
Don't need
I'm
3.
going to assume
Shut.
that.
Fuck you, man.
No, shut up, Walrus. I'm going to assume that she's asking based on the fact that she's a newer player, so I'm going to say Wood Elves should probably be played with an Apo when you're going to take both War Dancers. So yeah, you take both War Dancers, the rest of the linemen, then you load up on an Apo and as many rerolls as you can get. I think that gets you 3 rerolls, an Apo, and 9 linemen. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember. I'd have to go to BB Tactics and double check or make one myself. But I believe that's pretty much the stock standard lineup there. You can't go too wrong with that. It gives you the opportunity to start to jumpstart the War Dancers by SPP whoring with them. You just have them take turns playing pass and receive, essentially, until you can afford the catches. And by then you should have a level or two on each of the war dancers. And you probably don't worry about the throwers.
Yeah, I
The
don't.
throwers are mostly a waste on the Wood Elf team because everyone's already so fast, and at AG4, they pretty much anyone can throw.
I really like your purple color. It's nice.
Yeah, I figured since my team is all fruits, it was a pretty good color.
Probably should have listened to what Rev said. Now I have like way I usually do Wood Elves is, or usually I don't really coach them all that much. Is get one war dancer, 10 linemen, and 3 rerolls, and save up for the Apo. But I think the 2 war dancers is a bit more standard. What I've seen.
War dancers are so fucking good.
They are,
That
but
they are.
I don't think you need both of them. Start.
Well, when one's stunned, you can pretty much like operate as normal, but when one's not stunned or off the pitch, then you have to be afraid of them at all times. So
Well,
only having one to start with makes it easier for someone to neutralize your shenanigans.
Well, you shouldn't be super reliant on the war dancers because don't want them to hog all the SPP. Because
No, but that's the beauty of it. You take when you get them, and it's just them and linemen. The linemen don't really need skills initially. You take the
no, you
the
do
game
want
or
skills on
no
them.
no no. You take the match or two that you've got with just the war dancers to essentially develop like jumpstart the war dancers so that they get their first skill or two in the first 2 matches, and then you add the catches in and you start focusing on the catches and the linemen, because then the war dancers essentially take over the blitzing duties and they no longer handle the ball, which is, in my opinion, the way you stop them from being SPP hogs as well. Like, even though they're really good at scoring, with they've got leap as well, so they can get to places everyone else can't, and they've got blodge, so they make really safe ball carriers, and the high movement, and all the other good bits and pieces that make them great ball carriers. Their job on the Wood Elf lineup is primarily to put the smack down on things. That's what they were there for. That's what they're there for. That's what they're intended to be for. So you start once that you've jump started their level, like their progression with mighty blows, strip ball, what tackle, whatever the hell it is you need to put on them for a starting skill, depending on the league you're in. You can then rotate them out of the scoring positions or out of the scoring role and just use them to do exactly that: bust cages and bust skulls. And then from there you start developing linos and catches. And I don't think it's wrong to not go with the catches either, by the way, on a Wood Elf team.
No,
That's
you
a
don't.
situational choice.
They're already
Okay.
pretty fast, so you don't really need them.
The speed's nice, and I believe it's dodge and catch they start with.
Sprint.
Sprint, yeah.
As well, or
In addition, yeah.
yeah, in addition, yeah. So it's dodge, catch, and sprint. So it's nice. The dodge helps a lot to make up for the fact that they don't have their strength 2. But a lot of people get into trouble with such fragile pieces, and they're essentially gutter runners, but not as fast.
Also,
Well, depending on how you look at it.
yeah.
Well, they don't have the same base movement. Yes, they have the same effective movement with sprint, straight out of the box, but they aren't as fast.
Also, if you wanna play Woodies, prepare to be down 2 or 3 players each game after the first half. because their players are gonna get injured.
Yeah, more likely than not, you're going to be down players. They're a very frustrating team to play. In general, I wouldn't recommend anyone that has a
Very good question.
A low
has a short
tolerance for
fuse.
pain.
Yeah, anyone who has a short fuse. How long have I been playing Blood Bowl? I want to say 8, maybe 9 years, thereabouts.
Didn't they like
And
hand you
Panda-
some minis like into your crib, and that's when it happened?
Yeah, essentially. But no, I went in Games
Wait.
Workshop one day. I mean, I was already playing in their tabletop fantasy
Wait.
and 40k, and they had the starter box there. And I'm like, well, let's have a look at this.
Playing for 8 or 9 years, and yet you still suck. Boom. Get
Right,
wrecked.
Walrus. There's only a Snake Eyes that stopped me from fucking beating you 2-zip.
Well, technically, it was a 3-up roll. Yeah.
No, but I did in fact Snake Eyes it.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna say, you got lucky, like you usually do, you fucking lucky bastard.
Pretty sure you say that to everybody that beats you.
Oh, who are you talking to?
Rev.
I thought you were talking to Panda. I'm just joking.
Didn't you say that same thing about when you lost in the playoffs?
Yes. I say that every time I lose.
Walrus only loses to dicing. There's no other way. No other way
Except-
Walrus can
Well,
lose.
except,
Walrus 355.
Except this fucking both days of Moo and Demo Ball I played badly. And I really feel I should have won. Or I could have won easily enough against Mr. Bush if I played properly, but I didn't. That's a game I feel I should have won. But I didn't.
So
But
here's
yeah,
a dumb
no.
question. With a reroll, how many dodges can you make before you get... Oh wait, never mind, hold on.
You can do as many as you want.
Right, how many... oh,
Donors
how many,
aren't
how
my-
many, how many 3+ dodges to get under 1% with a reroll?
Why don't you just actually...
I'm just... Okay.
I assume
yeah.
he knows the answer and he's just playing a game with it.
Yeah.
You have a reroll? That was the thing?
Yeah, you got a reroll.
But yes, Kittens, if you're looking to play
I think Walrus is
14.
cheating.
you want
14?
looking to play an elf team to begin with, I would
16.
go with the high elves to begin with. I think they're
Where
the
are
best.
the
Disconnected
3+
from your
rolls?
Yeah.
Oh, you have dodge, right?
Well, you have a reroll. Which, however you want to determine you have it, yeah.
I'm only getting
I think high elves hands down are the best starting elf team for elf play. Dark elves don't actually play like regular elves.
Yeah.
They're a different sort of style
Oh.
of play.
Well, I
Never
don't
mind,
think
never
pro
mind.
elves are like hard, but they're like
No, but they're less
fragile.
forgiving than, they're less forgiving than high elves. You'd basically trade armor for extra skills.
So apparently I'm mentally handicapped because I was looking at the page, like I was looking at the wrong slot for
You
the
don't-
percentages.
You don't need to explain the end of that. We know.
Yeah. I'm glad to have such accepting people.
So
in
that
the
means
teams.
like at least 1 out of 100 times, or like right around 1 out of 100 times, somebody could make 16 dodges in a row.
I did it.
But
And I'm not lying either. You were streaming.
Yeah, I do remember that one. It was with halflings. Of course.
Like, stunty teams are probably one of the only ones where you actually get the chance of doing that. Wouldn't attempt it with any other team.
I would like to say I've probably strung 10 or 11 together with Amazons.
Well, Amazons are bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, name one good thing about the Amazons. They're fucking
Oops.
boring.
I don't enjoy them. Honestly, I really don't. I see that I understand they're a good team. I get it, but I just don't see the appeal in playing them. It doesn't. Their playstyle's fairly
Just
Their
play it
fluff
Alfie. It
is
works for
fucking
me.
boring. Or the team is like boring. They're a bit too vanilla because they don't really have any flair.
Oh, look, you can do some cheeky things with them.
Yeah, but like they're basically every one of them is like, yeah, I have 7 armor and dodge, and that's the extent of.
yeah, they're all movement. They're all movement 6 with dodge, and yeah, I mean that's it. They're 6, 3, 3, 7, and everyone has dodge. And then the positionals get 1 additional skill to help them fill their role. The only other thing they've got going for them is the nice skill access. I mean, you've got 4 players that have strength access, 2 that have passing.
Well, they also got their cheapness.
Yeah, well, yes, they are cheap, but I mean that's.
Well, so you
I
can have
suppose
backups.
You can float an extra lino or 2 for backup purposes, which you probably need until the team gets really developed.
Fake, who was your opponent?
Spider. I'd say things are going very well for me this game so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
My cage feels very safe here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you want to do with orcs. They're all standing around in a nice big huddle.
Well, I certainly hope that, you know, my cage doesn't just keep getting knocked down over and over again, because that'd be unfortunate.
Looks like
You get
Rebs.
knocked down, but you get up again?
I have
like
been
that they're
occasionally
gonna
getting
keep
up
down.
again, but not nearly as often as I would have liked.
like Reb's
Mr.
cage
Vodka
in
drink,
every.
then a whiskey drink.
Or- I didn't watch like too many of Rev's demo ball games last season, but this just reminds me of fucking every game I watched where Rev was playing orcs. Cage
Yeah.
was busted every fucking game, like on turn fucking 1.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you do it, Rev. It's a skill, I gotta admit, but it's weird.
Well, it's 2 parts. One, I don't run as tight a cage as I probably should with orcs. I prefer a sort of a more running game than a cage grind. So that probably contributes to why I have my cage busted so often. And because I sort of planned for a more open moving game, when it happens, I've already got plans in place to keep moving the ball. But
That's realistically my problem in this game is, at some point I'm somehow going to need to move the ball down the pitch. This is assuming he doesn't take it from me like this turn, but at some point in theory there would have to be movement involved. And unfortunately in the position I'm in right now, I don't see moving as much of a possibility.
Yeah, I think it's not the moving part that should be your main concern. I think it should be surviving at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So Rev, what would you say is your like strongest team?
I think orcs. I think orcs hands down are my strongest team.
Wow, that bounced obnoxiously.
I would claim some sort of skill with high elves as well. I think that I've got a bit of ability there to play a high elf team, and you know what I would consider a very good. I'm very comfortable with them. And no, kittens, you want the first one you mentioned, the 8 linemen, 2 blitzers, and the thrower with 3 rerolls. I believe you get no Apo.
On the high elves?
The idea.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
the
no,
high
no.
elves,
Yeah. High elves?
Where you want, high elves. You want to basically use the blitzers as receivers for the first 2 or 3 matches, same as what I mentioned with the high elves. The blitzers will basically get no SPP from touchdowns. Once the catchers start taking the pitch, they hog all the SPP. The thing is as well that you end up throwing the linemen to the wolves essentially, because you've got 4 catches and they're strength 3 instead of strength 2, which is really cool. You essentially end up with 6 blitzers on the team, because you build the throwers, you build the catches not as scoring threats, but as other blitzers. They get block, they get dodge. They've already got catch, they're already AG4. Once they get dodge, they become better at scoring. They're just really good. They just make the team so much more flexible.
That's what she said.
I mean, and they once they start getting levels as well, they're actually better blitzers than the blitzers, because blitzers on an elf team don't get strength access, so it's not like you get easy guard, mighty blow. On the blitzers, so essentially the difference is that the catchers trade 1 movement for 1 armor. When it comes to the high elf blitzers. And they do it better once they start leveling up. And I think you would be wrong to not take guard on anyone that rolls a doubles on high elves. I don't think, or I'd say just about any elf, but on high elves especially, being they're all strength 3. If you roll a doubles, it goes straight to guard without thinking. The exception might be the thrower, but even then, I'd probably consider it once he had it. I probably wouldn't think about it once he had accurate. That'd be the only skill I'd actually take over a double, and even then I'd probably still give it a bit of thought.
Well, good luck in the rest of the game there, kids. I'm gonna head out for the night. Goodbye.
Thanks, I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't think you're making it any
User
easier.
disconnected from your channel.
A little weird. Earlier there.
Maybe. I don't know what you're talking about, but I wouldn't be surprised.
No, that... Also, I don't get high elves. Like, every time I try to play them...
What's not to get?
No, like, every time I try to play them, I get my face punched in, and it's awful.
Well, just stop doing that.
I have heard a lot of people say a similar thing. It's like, why would I play high elves? They don't have the same skills as pro elves. Pro elves do what they do better. But
Well... I like the high elf throwers. They're a really good piece if I could actually manage a throwing game with them.
yeah, well, the thing is, high elf throwers are, in my opinion, hands down the best thrower in the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you get them accurate, and that's it.
What are you
They're
talking about?
done.
Trees are clearly the best throwers.
We're talking about players who throw the ball instead of
They throw the
player with
halflings
the
that
ball.
have the ball.
not the same thing. You can't intercept the fucking halfling.
They also literally
They
cannot
throw
throw
the
an
ball
accurate
by
pass. They can't do it.
So
They get passing yards.
I giggle that every time I go to throw a bomb with my high elf thrower, that when you right click, you know, the guy you want to throw the ball to, then it shows you what the catch roll is and it says 1+.
big game.
I mean, obviously they can't catch on a 1, but they still do chuckle.
Like Dark Elves either. I do have a fresh Dark Elf team. I really should dust off, or rather start a new Camry team. Maybe in the Invitational. A little fun with them.
I will say that Fake seems to be handling the transition from Dark Elves to Orcs better than I handled the transition from Orcs to Dark Elves, even though we've discussed...
Are we watching the same game?
No, I'm talking about in general. I know you're not having the best of it right now, but I would say that you handle Orcs probably better than I do Dark Elves.
I see.
This was Rev playing. I think he would have the Black Orc have the ball right now in the middle of the whole opposing team. Somehow he ends up in those situations. I have no idea how you do that.
To be fair, I don't usually give the Black Orc the ball unless I have to,
No.
or there's touchback time.
No, it's usually the way like your thrower gets locked down and it's a scatter and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I never got round to getting my thrower dump off in the last demo bowl season, unfortunately. That's something I like to do.
I like I had an orc team in Nagaroth that had and you're gonna hate me for this, but I had a goblin and he was like level fucking 4 or 5. It was the best fucking goblin ever, and then I gave my thrower like dump off and nerves of steel, so I would move my goblin downfield and then bait the opposing player into overcommitting to breaking my cage. Then I would chuck the ball to the goblin and win games like that. It was the best. I love that fucking
Yeah,
animation.
4 agility guy making me waste a reroll on that, but oh well.
I like doing a GFI.
I didn't do a GFI.
Well, if it's 4 agi, it's like doing a GFI.
Yeah.
Safe roll. There's no way anything can go wrong. I don't know. I think
I also still feel dirty about dodging my Elf Liner into tackle zones the other night in my demo bowl game. I know it's only a 5+ roll, but I still feel
it's a
dirty about it.
misclick. If it's
No,
a
no, it
You
was
should
misclick, it's
hear
okay.
about me and Fake's game then, if you
Oh,
like
yeah.
5+ rolls.
Yeah. You missed our Moo game earlier. What a surprise, my Nurgle ended up drawing 1-1.
You're kidding. I didn't see that coming.
I know.
Yeah, you'd think I'd go 2-1 and escape him.
No, I wouldn't. I would not really expect anyone to do so well against Nurgle. I mean, I wouldn't expect the Nurgle to do too well in return, but...
And we didn't.
Honestly, I was expecting better from the
Watch
rest.
you just like go like 3
Like,
8-0 or something. And
yeah.
then, like make the playoffs.
What is it, 15
Or
games?
would
I'll
it
go
be?
like 5-10-0 or something.
Or like 4-9-1, something. I don't know, something goofy like that. Make the playoffs.
So how do you guys feel about those whatchamacallit?
Wait, what? Troll dodge out and throw it's Bloodthirster. That doesn't even. They're not even on the same team.
No, that was the where I had the troll dodge out and
Okay,
throw the
yeah.
goblin at the bloodthirster.
Did we
The hero
determine
goblin?
what was harder, yours or mine? I think yours was harder by a bit.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, like, having the goblin just randomly fly to the bloodthirster.
Yeah. Well, you didn't like try to do
No,
that.
I wasn't
so
trying to do that. Yeah.
I guess you can't like compare it.
Other than that, it was like 2 or 3 dodges into a 3 die against that came up all knockdowns. So
And he casts the guy,
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.
Let me do some links.
Then you give the Goblin Dauntless on a doubles.
You know what's a really fun game to like play inside Blood Bowl? Give a stunty player guard and see how long they last.
Yeah.
Oh no, what? Wait, never mind. Was Oh now I so rarely hand off to anyone or do any pass plays of any sort.
No need to get up, guys. It's okay.
Omar, which clip was the? Well, I'm just gonna watch it anyway.
I'm assuming it's the Saurus one.
Yeah, it says probably going to be a Saurus dodge and all that.
Oh yeah, now I remember. It was awesome.
Oh, this is going pretty miserable. Let's see. Okay, an extra reroll's good.
Also, the only true way to play orcs is
Passing?
yeah.
I agree.
You bet. Best orcs in the league.
I think you need the troll and the goblin for these situations.
Yeah.
How many players are you down? You seem to be missing a few.
I'm down 2 players.
So yeah, you guys can determine which one you like better or think's harder.
Honestly, I like the Saurus dodging into like... How many tackle zones was that? It was like... Dodges, wasn't it?
Well, I think you needed 6s the whole way, like
Yeah.
regardless.
Except the last one, it was a 5. Oh, it was a 2, like a 6 plus, and... Or rather, a 6, and then a 5. And then for the... Yeah. It was pretty baller. Then again, goblin shenanigans are the best.
Although looking at it again, I should have done the GFIs with the skink and handed off.
Hey,
Wait,
look at
didn't
me.
you
I'm an elf
already hand
team.
off?
Oh, I already did hand off. That was right.
Yeah.
Duh. Well, alright. Yeah, fair enough.
For a silly play like that, I think that was...
I could have passed to the skink and then, well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think it's about the same either way.
Well, the hard part is the catch instead of the throw, so it's matter, which, well, technically, yeah, you probably should have handed off to the Saurus instead of passing, because a handoff is always accurate. It was a silly play.
Well, I guess I needed to like roll an anchor pass like either way. At some point.
I don't think you should do much about when you do silly plays. You do silly plays. It's better not to question it. Just do it.
Susan B. and Pony.
As long as it's not like a haha funny fucking dirty named Amazon team. Like dirty names Amazon team, yeah. Dirty named Amazon teams are like the fucking cheese ones on a Skaven team. This is kinda too, but not really.
AFK, be back in a bit.
Mommy intercepts the ball. Reroll. I believe in you,
I got
Fake.
this. I got this one skunked.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
That's your thrower.
Keep resting, assholes. We don't need you on the pitch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Also, what happened on the screen.
Exactly the plan.
Like, everyone knows that orcs are basically just green elves.
It's true.
They're
Like
essentially
you're supposed to
dark
two-turn
elves,
with them,
yes.
aren't you? That's how I play them.
That's how I play.
That's what they can do, yes. They are capable of it.
Spider knows from pain, man. He had an interesting demo ride last season.
I mean, it's as ridiculous as that looks.
When it wasn't as ridiculous as it looked, it was kind of dumb, but it wasn't quite as bad as it looked.
Yeah, that's what I mean. As ridiculous as that look, I mean, what? You can't two-turn with orcs? Duh. It's really not that, out of the ordinary. They've got all the bits and pieces to do it. The only thing that really stops them from doing that reliably is their movement.
Yeah. And my movement was unobstructed.
You're definitely gonna use Cleo Panda, right? Because I like that a lot.
I like Cleo Panda.
Yeah.
I like
Cleo
it.
Panda is good.
What's the theme here?
Women and famous women and animals, I guess.
Queen a
Anaconda
lizard.
rice.
Queen a lizard.
Yeah, somebody already said that.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
anaconda
I just got
rice.
back. That's pretty good. Michelle Orangutan.
My Black Orcs need to learn how to stand up to a punch, though.
Margaret Badger.
Margaret Badger's
Pretty
good.
That's good.
Habel, I would be remiss if I didn't point out Habel's pun for that one, otherwise he'd have a fit.
Susan
Egret Thatcher.
Susan B. Anteater.
Oh yeah. Well, I had Ant Pony, but yours that's good too.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I think Anteaters might be better.
Catrin the Great.
Joan of Aardvark.
I like it.
Good.
I like it.
Okay, Thrower decides he doesn't want to play anymore. Do I want to reroll that? Keep him in the game. Yes, I'll play risky and do it.
Also, this might come off as a little racist, but I don't mean it that way. But from personal experience, whenever, or rather, the fucking Black Orcs are the fucking laziest players ever.
Yeah.
Like, whenever they're KO'd, they never come back.
I know, I would normally pitch a fit at someone being superstitious, like, you know, you show me where the dice actually favor them not getting up, but I'd have to agree it always feels like they don't want to get up, probably because you miss them the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you always remember when a Black Orc stays down, because it's like, fuck dude, you're strength 4, AV9,
Get your
you're
ass
not
up off the
supposed to go
ground.
down. Yeah, you're not supposed to go down, and when they do, you're like, well, fuck.
Find it super funny. So
Guess what? Black Orc didn't get up.
how is my fucking orc team the 6th? The invitational. Oh.
I don't know, my High Elf team's still number 4,000 and something. They've still got their Nagroth ranking, for whatever reason, even though they've played like 3 or 4 games in the demo, in the invitational.
You know, playing
They're
as
7 and my Necro are 8.
playing as orcs against the undead team with the money, it feels like they're stronger and faster than me both.
I think my Amazons are either 1 or 2. I don't remember.
In absolute terms, like, highest strength, yes they are, but I think when you've got an entire field, like you're both fielding a full team, you have the total strength advantage. And unlike Romance's ill-fated attempt to count up all the movement on the pitch to determine who's the faster team,
Yeah.
Actually counting up the net strength on the pitch is a valid comparison.
Is it possible to move a team out of all? Yes.
What do you mean?
It is indeed.
That counting every player's movement together is not valid.
It's not valid for determining who can like 2-turn better or whatever.
Who's fastest? It's in no way.
Treeman, you're really dragging down the average here. I'm gonna have to ask you to pick it up a little bit.
Time out. It wasn't even the average.
No, it was just a total number.
It was the total of all players on the team, not on the pitch. On the team.
The Mr. Hadwick Invitational will take teams from all, basically, provided they aren't obviously farmed death teams and they're actually not using default names.
Yeah, basically any team that's developed organically.
Yeah, if
Hey,
it's
Jamie Jammer, if you're in here, tisk.
yeah, we gave him shit over playing Knorr with his not named team.
Is Yura still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I approved your team for.
Alright, thanks.
I mean,
So, apparently I didn't get my Aju on the side. They just like put it on the sandwich. It's kind of messed up.
Huh.
What'd you get?
Philistines.
Or what'd you actually order?
I got the roast beef sandwich, but it's like there's a bunch of gravy on top of it.
Yeah,
And
that's
on the
not
bottom of it.
au jus, that's gravy.
And I think my High Elves come over from Nag at 1400. So I mean, there's nothing against having developed teams put in there, but it's if they're clearly stat farmed or
Well, yeah, if they're all 7th level and they've all got nothing but kill skills, like we're
Yeah.
gonna raise an eyebrow.
I wouldn't.
And maybe shake our fist at you as well.
Yeah.
I suppose the question you got to ask yourself is, would I want to play against this team? Would I accept a challenge if someone challenged me with this team? If the answer is yes, then it's probably
Right.
okay.
I don't know. People are scared of my
But-
Skaven team now, and they don't want to play it.
That isn't to
Yes,
say.
but that one developed in
Yeah.
Also,
that
I will
isn't to
play your
say.
Skaven team just about any time you're up.
Can I finish?
Alright, let's play after your fake plays then.
I'm not going to
Tomorrow.
stream it. This is the last one that's going to be streamed.
And honestly, it's like 11 o'clock.
So,
It's 10:30.
even though we're bragging on kill teams, that isn't to say that kill teams are not allowed in the
Yeah.
invitational.
If you leveled them up
Well,
here,
it depends on what you mean by that.
No, you
Like,
want
if
to
I,
level up the
like,
kill
if I
team.
watched an invitational game and one guy like was never tried to score, I would try to
No,
get him
no,
back.
I mean like kill team, meaning you just try and grind down your opponent and score against an empty pitch, pretty much. Like you go after the ball, like you actually play Blood Bowl instead of ooh, let's play tag.
But
That's
tag's
what-
fun.
It's not Blood
The
Bowl.
only thing you have to be aware of building a team like that for the Invitational, because it is, 99% of all matches are the result of challenges and they're pre-arranged. If you build a kill team, you're probably not going to see much action with it. People are going to look at it and go, nah, not interested. And I can't say I blame them.
yeah.
It's not very fun to play against them, but
Well, no, they're gonna be like that one guy trying to ambush Knorr, but whatever.
I mean, usually it's good to have a couple of kill pieces.
But he was pretty dumb, so.
And it like a couple of kill pieces. Like obviously you're gonna want to have, if you're rolling Norse, for example, obviously you're gonna give Mighty Blow piling on your
look,
Zerkers.
kill pieces aren't quite the
But
same as building a
as
kill
long
team.
as
Taking
your
a chaos team
whole-
where
yeah.
it's all claw, mighty blow, pile
Yeah.
on.
No,
and
no,
there's-
Walrus knows this. He's just
Yeah,
being Walrus about it.
No,
But,
no,
yeah.
I'm sort of expanding on that. I'm agreeing with him.
I'm just saying that kill teams are totally legit, but you're probably gonna have a hard time
Well,
fighting a
kill
match.
teams isn't like what? Never mind.
No,
Well,
he's actually very close to the mark there in that kill teams are legit, because that's essentially how Blood Bowl was played for a very long time. It was there's a lot of skills that have been reworked and some that have been
Well, yeah,
removed.
if you manage to like play a team for 40 teams, and that's just the skills you got, and fine. But if you've created your own league and
No,
farmed it
that's
out,
not-
No.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, initially, when Blood Bowl, like in its earliest form, like the way it was played, because it was an adaptation of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, like the actual tabletop war game. Initially, the concept of scoring wasn't so much important as it was just bashing the shit out of the other team. And there's a lot of skills that were in the game that have either been changed or removed.
Razor sharp claws.
Yeah, razor sharp claws is a good example. That were straight up kill skills, and they were more common, and kill teams were the norm how to play the game. Because no one thought, everyone done it, no one thought any different of it, and it's fine. But now with there being, so many options for scoring and the way the game, as the game's developed, then the game's been made less punishing to teams, I suppose. That'd be the best way to put it. Like, you're more likely to have a team after a match. It's harder to build a kill team, and it's less acceptable to just murder the other team and not worry about scoring.
Yeah.
But I think now with the rules the way they are, like in the fact that every team genuinely has a viable, way of scoring, and can
Camry.
build some sort of scoring threats. Even Camry are definitely.
No, they really don't. You wanna kill the opposing team as fast as you can.
Oh look, yeah, you don't get me wrong. I mean, their way to score is bash down players quickly and get a strength advantage, and then just pick up the ball in peace and quiet, and then roll down, so that they don't have enough players to screen you effectively. But at the end of the day, they still do have, straight out of the box, pieces that have ball handling abilities.
Quote
Like the
unquote.
Blitz Ras. Ooh, like, no, wait.
The throw Ras.
The what?
The throw Ras. They have sure hands.
Are
They're
you
the
sure
carry
they have the
rolls,
throw
though,
Ra?
not throw rolls.
Camry
The
have
kind
throw
of handle
Ras.
the ball Ras.
No, I don't think. I think you're thinking of some other team. I don't think the Camry actually have a throw Ra.
Yes, they do.
No,
I think Walrus is
no,
being
they don't.
Walrus right now, and you guys are falling
He's being
for
a
it.
troll. I'm just waiting to see where the joke goes. I'm humouring him.
No,
Well,
you.
what are they if
Do they
they're
have
not
a
throw
runner
Ras?
raw?
No. The positionals are Blitz Ra and Tomb
What-
Guardians, obviously.
What
no,
Walrus
if
is
he's
trying
like
to
saying
say
you don't
is-
take a throw raw, he's just like objectively wrong about that, so that's fine.
No,
I think what he's
you
saying
don't.
is you build the throw Ras as more Blitz Ras.
No, you don't.
I think
No,
that's
he's
what he's
saying
trying to
don't
say.
take throw raws because he
No,
said
don't.
it earlier. I heard him say it.
Don't take throw Ras. At the start, at least. I don't. Actually, I've never tried that build before. I'm just making a team
I
like
want you to
that
try
right
that
now.
build.
Take
I
throw
want you
Ras.
to try that build and put it in demo 3.
I
would
wouldn't
take
mind rolling
Blitz Ras
Camry.
over
Like,
throw
all right,
Ras.
I got I'll give you like a 10-euro bet on like whether they'll have a winning record or not.
Because I've got the most experience playing Camry. I know how they work. Which is kind of strange because I really played them all that much recently. I'm gonna test it out in the Invitational and see how it goes. Because you've got the 4 strength. I mean, not 4 strength, I mean fucking 5 strength. Like 4 or 5 strength pieces, and then which should give you 2 dice at least on each block. Won't be using a lot of.
Okay,
Won't be
but if
using.
you like,
Let me finish. Won't be using a lot of rerolls on the blocks. Want to be using them on the other stuff like picking up the ball, for example. Yeah, you might save up like 1 reroll, maybe 2
Omar,
with the throw raw.
Walrus, I'm sorry to have to interrupt you here, but I'm gonna use my last game as an example. Omar, how many double skulls did I throw?
I don't know, 2.
4. I used 4 rerolls the first half, all on double skulls.
I'm inclined to agree with Walrus that you're not going to need as many rerolls for the block dice. On average, yes, there will be games where it'll go bad, but there'll also be games where it doesn't matter. You won't be able to pick that ball up either. And the same can be said of any team. I mean, fuck, I've got 3 rolls on my Norse team, and I've spent an entire half chasing the ball around the pitch, unable to pick it up with AG3 and 3 rerolls.
And I'm like, why wouldn't you want another speed 6 person on the pitch, like in addition to the sure hands?
They're
Well,
pretty
you can't
expensive.
get all 4 of them to begin
Yeah.
with. You can't get all 4 of them, so you've got to make a decision. You can have, I think, 2 Blitz Ras. If you take the 4 Tomb Guardians 3 reroll build, you can have 2 Blitz Ras, or you can have 1 Blitz Ra and 2 Throw Ras. I believe that's the lineup that you're given the choice of.
Actually,
I
let's see.
think from a development standpoint, like if you're looking at a perpetual league, taking the 2 Blitz Ras is the better option. You can eat that first game or 2 as a loss, while you try to funnel points onto the Blitz Ras and just do without Throw Ra. It may come off just fine. And then put the Throw Ras in and start using them as you can afford them. In a league setting where every game counts, where you need to win, and winning is sort of subsidiary to team development, I would probably take the 2 throw-ra, 1 blitz-ra option. That's probably the safer one, but I think in the invitational or NAG, whatever, perpetual league, that would probably taking the 2 blitz-ras isn't wrong. And even in a league setting, I don't think it's wrong. I think you'll just have a harder time scoring.
Could go 3 2 guardian, 2 blitz-ra, 1 throw-ra, and then get 1 extra skeleton and then 3 rerolls.
I think cutting the Tomb Guardians.
Well, what if I just like cut the Gordian knot here and said like, if you're trying to win a tournament, don't play Khemri?
Khemri are not actually that bad at winning tournaments. They're a hard team, but they're nowhere like you can win tournaments with them.
Yeah, they're not quite a gimmick team. They're not quite halfling ogre level of.
And
I can't wait.
What do you think of that?
I don't want to say bad.
No,
I don't think.
Per Walrus, you can win tournaments with halflings as well.
No, you
Well,
can.
you can.
and they have.
Well,
They
yeah,
have
I
won
get
tournaments.
that. I mean, I get that, but it's
I'm
like
just, the odds are stacked against.
I gotta
them.
say, I
don't
can't wait until my orcs have skills that allow them to keep standing up when they're blocked.
It is handy when that happens. But I don't think Metroid would argue with me that halflings, even though they're a perfectly serviceable team, you don't go into your games expecting to win a whole lot of them. Like you don't make halflings and go, this is a super competitive team. Yes, they can be competitive. Yes, they can win. They have won tournaments in the past, but you stack them up next to a try-hard build dwarf team or dark elf team or undead team or orcs. They're not in the same ballpark. I'm not rubbishing on them. I think I enjoy the concept of them. I like them. I haven't had a whole lot of experience with them. I love my ogres. I think ogres have probably got it even worse than halflings, but
Well,
I
I
do
mean,
love
like-
playing ogres.
like okay. I believe that the halfling has won a tournament someplace somewhere.
They have, yes.
I agree that's happened, but like to say like I'm really serious about this halfling winning the demo bowl, well, I don't know. I don't know that I can agree to that.
Well,
No, I think Khemri
It's-
have it, and I'm not saying that either, but I do think that Khemri actually have a legitimate shot at it, is what I'm saying. Like, you're not automatically out of the playoffs or out of contention just because you picked Khemri. I think they do have a legitimate shot at it. They're still to that tier system that I hate so much, but I still think they are very much in the competitive tier. They're not relegated to the gimmick pile. They bring a unique set of challenges, but they are still an effective team when handled by a good coach with experience.
Who do you reckon would have the hardest time? Like I would almost like I don't know.
Who would have the hardest time?
Like if you can get really lucky with tossing.
I would say, honestly, I think goblins are least equipped to win
what are you
tournaments.
talking about, man? Goblins are quickly fine.
No, I think goblins are the least well equipped.
They're
because they're so hit and miss.
yeah,
they're
but
so very
it's hilarious when
unreliable.
they win.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
when
yeah,
they
I get
win,
what you're saying. Yeah.
They're not. Look, they've got the potential to win,
Yeah.
sure. If that fanatic and that loony go to town early on and kill half the team in the first drive, and the bribes come off and they stay on for a second drive or a third drive or whatever, you're in good shape. Like they will win, and when they win, they usually win fairly convincingly over, and there's a pile of dead and injured in the Kaz box. But I think goblins are far too much at the whim of the dice to actually put a competitive show on. I think goblins are like dealing with 2 big guys and 2 to 3 secret weapons and trying to stay below TV to get the bribes. It's hard. They're probably the least competitive team.
I don't know, I just feel more confident playing goblins than I do halflings. Maybe it's because I've got more experience with goblins.
And that's an experience thing as well. I mean, but I think in absolute terms, goblins are probably the worst competitive team. And I would still probably put ogres behind behind halflings just because ogres require so much development. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that end goal, like, ogres are good, but I think in a development,
You're
like,
saying
in a league
if all
setting,
3 teams were 1,500, the ogres would kick ass. I agree with that. But yeah, you might not
no,
get there.
that's what I'm saying. If you get to the point where the average team value is 1,500, obviously the goblins and the ogres, the goblins and the halflings would stay below that. But given enough time to develop, the ogres develop into a good team. But in a league setting, ogres are very
Don't have
slow
the
to
time.
start, and they have a lot of they don't have enough time to get the 6 ogres and get at least break tackle and a second skill on each ogre. They just don't have the time to do it.
Unless it's Moo League, then maybe.
No, I think even in Moo League, they might struggle to get to
Yeah.
where they need to be. Like, realistically, you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 seasons in your average league for an ogre team to really start to come into their own. Because to win in a league setting repeatedly, you're going to be scoring with snots on at least a few occasions. Like, you might get 1 ogre touchdown a match. That would be, I would say, that's not outside the realm of possibility.
I think that's pretty much best case.
Yeah, but
If
there
you
will
can
be
get
matches
that.
where you won't get one, and
Well,
there
you
will be
might get
matches.
lucky and like roll an agi up early or something.
Oh,
on an ogre.
yeah, and that's the other thing as well. You may well get an agi up or some doubles and get short hands early on.
You don't need the agi up. I've had a fucking Camry team, like, for something like 2 years, but I played Blood Bowl online, and fucking today was the first time I rolled it agi up, and it was on a fucking Tomb Guardian. I was so pissed.
You don't need an agi up, but is it helpful? Is it something you
It's super
probably
helpful,
like?
but I'm still sour.
It's not. You wouldn't. The thing is that you don't have to make the choice as well when you get an ogre team. When you roll plus agi, you roll plus agi. There's nothing else to give him because he's got a choice between strength skills or plus agi. It's not like you have to make the decision between making a block ogre or a sure hands ogre. Oh, which is better, the sure hands or the agi? Like,
obviously,
I think the sure hands is actually better because the most common way for an ogre to lose the ball is strip ball.
The thing is, you probably can't get your hands or the agi on the same roll.
I was
kind of
lucky
a
enough
moot
to
point.
do so, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying, but once you roll that plus agi, then you make him your ball carrier, and the next doubles goes on to a block ogre.
Block.
Yeah. They only get strength access, so you give the other ogres block, and then if that plus agi guy, because he's going to be the one scoring, obviously, if he manages to.
Question: what would you give the ogres as first skill up if it was a normal roll?
Break tackle.
Because
One more
Nor was
question.
bragging on it.
Also,
I would
Was he?
break tackle.
When did he rag on it?
Yeah, he said it was strange that he would give break tackle as a first skill up to an ogre.
What did he give it?
Can't remember if it was guard or something.
What do you mean?
On
a human ogre?
On a human team,
That's not the same
No,
thing.
no, it was. I think it was an ogre team, but mostly break tackle on all of them, or nearly all of
Well,
them.
that was me, and I saw that VOD, and I didn't remember him saying that.
Was it you? I don't remember. It just. Even ogre, I
Well,
don't know.
if he thought that, I'm sure he would have mentioned it when he was playing me.
I would think break tackle is pretty much an essential skill on all ogres, whether they're going to be blitzers or ball handlers, or even throwers.
I very well might be wrong. Probably I am. I am probably wrong. I'm not sure, but somehow I just got the feeling that he was. Might have been the human ogre, I don't know, but break tackle definitely not a bad skill on the human ogre.
Yeah, human ogre, I'm very happy to give guard.
I would give him. I would think he gets
if it's
guard
the
first, and
level
then he
up.
gets break tackle.
Yeah.
With obviously block on the doubles, and I wouldn't consider plus agi on a human ogre under any circumstances. I don't think.
It's not necessary. It's just bloat.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't add anything. But in an ogre team, well, you've got the choice between carrying the ball with snotlings, who are transient at best. You're never going to keep snotlings around. I don't care how good they are. At some point, they will die. Of course, yes, ogres will as well, but snotlings' life expectancy is far lower. So yeah, SPP on the ogres is permanent, or at least semi-permanent. SPP on snotlings is wasted because they will die eventually. And if you give them diving tackle, as you probably should, once they get their first level, you put a big target on their back saying, "This is an annoying little shit, please kill him."
Yep, sidestepping diving tackle is definitely a funny thing.
It's great.
Probably the only thing worth giving on the knots.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't say no given one coach for a one-turn attempt.
It's a possibility if you don't mind the bloat.
I got a second skill up on a snot and I gave it jump up. I don't know.
You know what I would do to the snotling?
Fire it.
Fire rebuy.
I gave it jump up because, you know, whatever.
I'm not actually against that either. A player like a snotling, where it's like if he levels up, well, sure. I mean, if he gets diving I'm okay with giving him diving tackle because it puts a target on their back, and you've basically got to make a decision there. Do I try and kill that bloody snotling with diving tackle that's going to be a pain in the ass, or do I ignore him and, you know, if he's drawing blitzes elsewhere and diverting players to try and kill him, then I'm okay with that.
Or if he's just ripping people up, it's also really good.
Or you know, he's either, once he gets diving tackle, he's doing one or two things: either drawing blitzes, they try to remove him from the pitch because he's a pain in the ass, or he's just being a pain in the ass, and that's fine. But if he gets a second level, he's suddenly worth 3 snotlings in terms of TV, and you already suffer from TV bloat because ogres really are, at the end of the day, very TV inefficient. Especially considering that, like, okay, this sounds ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot of players that want doubles, but ogres almost exclusively want doubles. Like,
they want like 2 each.
Yeah, there's not going to be a single ogre. I would say almost never will you find an ogre that has rolled a doubles or a plus stat and not taken it. Like, with the exception of maybe plus strength, and even then, I don't know.
You're taking the doubles.
Yeah, you're taking the doubles. Like, the ogres are always going to be the most expensive, you know, or as expensive as they can reasonably be, just because they need all those double skills. If that makes sense. I probably didn't articulate the point well, but
they all could use sure hands.
Is
they all would love Agi or
Light Quill still here?
You want a block tackle ogre, you probably want a block frenzy ogre. You're going to want a sure hands.
Ball.
Well, so I don't know if they get a whole lot out of strip ball. Like, when that ogre blitzes the ball carrier, he's going to get 2 die, and he's probably going to knock someone ass over tit.
Probably, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, I just don't know that I'd waste doubles on sure hands, like
I'd also say
on strip ball. Sorry.
I'd also say probably by the time you get the second double and get sure hands, they already strip ball. They already have sure hands, and you're like, oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he'd probably get more use out of tackle than strip ball. It's also
a dodging ogre is always fun, just for the defensive ability.
I played another game once where we had a bunch of piling on, and I was like, I don't get this at all.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of laying ogres down, or big guys in general, but I think ogres, you want as many of them standing up at all times as possible, and I think laying them down is the wrong decision to make. I mean, there's the argument that can be made that it speeds up their development because they've already got Mighty Blow, so...
Yeah, they're piling on
So
money blow.
yeah, giving them piling on speeds up their development, but at the end of the day, you're giving up a level to you know. I mean, at some point you'll probably get it anyway. Like if they run out, if they roll really bad on their doubles and whatnot, it's like, well, they've got guard, you've given them guard, juggernaut, break tackle. What else can I give them? Stand firm. Okay, they got that. What else do I give him? Okay, I suppose you
Grab.
can get piling on.
Grab.
You could do grab as well. Yeah, that's another option.
Well, if you're really desperate, if you haven't got doubles, you could get Juggernaut if you...
No, so say like you give him juggernaut guard. Juggernaut guard, stand firm, break tackle. Like so there's 4. You would expect him to roll, you know, a doubles at some point. That's a reasonable expectation if you went to max level.
I'd probably, like, after... I don't know what, like, where I would actually make the cut, but I would cut rebuy him at some point if he didn't roll doubles.
I don't know. I don't think you can.
3 or 4 level ups, but at
I
that
don't
point,
think you really can justify because that's so much SPP invested. Like because you know, let's face it, that's not like a gutter runner that gets four levels. Like you know, in what could be reasonably a very short space of time. To get an ogre to level 4 or 5, that's a huge investment.
But that's also a huge load. I just don't feel comfortable. He doesn't have block. I don't feel comfortable leaving him on.
He's still gonna be. He's still nasty. He doesn't need block. It's just nice to have. I mean, you can you can re-roll it. He will have Juggernaut at that point as well.
By the time you get there, you probably have enough money to replace the ogre.
Oh, for sure.
It's not the money. It's all the other skills and.
Oh, it'll lower your TV like by a huge amount. It's not like there's a downside, yeah, but
60.
I'd rather try with a fresh ogre because it's much easier to get the first level up on the ogre than it is to get like the 6th or 7th level up.
Well, it's the same for everything. But the point is, it's 60 TV. That's it.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't say it's easy to get the first level. I'd say it's easier to get the 2nd or 3rd level, or the 2nd and 3rd level on an ogre. That first level can be a real pain in the ass to get him started, because without break tackle, they're pretty useless. Like I mean, they're good for walking up to the line. They stand there and they punch. Other than that,
yeah, that's how they get levels.
Yeah, but punching's really not a good way to. I mean, let's face it. Punching is really not the best way to get SPP.
But rebuy him if he get level ups. You probably can't convince me otherwise.
Oh, it's a personal decision. I get that. I don't think you're wrong in doing it, but I personally wouldn't.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just the game, the way I play the game.
You play to win the game.
Maybe if I just stare at the dice long enough, they'll change.
That usually works.
It didn't.
As long as you have a reroll.
Well, that's game.
It's a ridiculous lack of broken armor for you, Fake. That's not cool.
I just thought that was normal.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot in a Orc v Undead matchup. You're not going to see a whole lot of broken armor.
Well, what's the armor on those ghouls?
7, but they've got dodge, and the ghouls also aren't going to be getting punched a whole lot. If the undead player's keeping
he's put those ghouls on their back more than once. Just wasn't getting any Kaz rolls on them.
Yeah, but marking them, getting them in the cage and marking up the ball carrier, they get punched every now and then. I mean, I don't think Fake's knocked down that many ghouls that you could be surprised, that you could be genuinely saying this is bullshit. Their armor hasn't broken. It's not like he's spent all game punching the ghouls and ping-ponging them around.
I've mostly been down people all game and haven't had the time to punch anything.
Yeah, that's... Yes, I maintain that Bashy v Bashy is still one of the hardest, or one of the most luck-based...
Who gets armor breaks, who gets
yeah,
KOs
it's pretty
and
much
injuries.
it. When... assuming equal skill between the coaches and similar TV and development, it really comes down to whose armor gives out first, because if you don't have the ability to score down, like when you're down players, elves lose players, no dramas, they just 2-turn with, a couple of pieces. When you have to bash your way up and down the pitch, once you get at a strength advantage and you have no other way of really hammering the point home and getting back in front, your only advantage is very much mitigated, and once you get behind in the punching battle and all you can do is punch, then you're in a bit of trouble.
User disconnected from your channel.
I mean, I won't say it's impossible.
I don't know, I usually like to play the grindy H grind thing, loading teams. Just feel that like positioning plays block dice, by the way. Positioning is the deciding factor in Bash versus Bash.
Oh, absolutely.
Rather than
that's...
fucking yeah, sure.
That's what I said. Assuming equal skill between players, and everyone, they're both playing good position. They're both positioning well.
Well, could just say that in Elf versus Elf, the first guy who fucking fails a catch roll, or rather the 2-turner.
Of course. But it's more strongly felt in, I think, in Bash versus Bash, because it's like you can do everything right and keep knocking him ass over tit, but if you don't break armor and start removing players, he can, at some point he's going to stand everyone up and hit you, and then if you suddenly take 2 casualties in the one turn, even though you've done everything right, then you're suddenly at a disadvantage, like, even though you don't deserve to be. I mean, a dicing's a dicing. There's nothing you can do about it. But I think it's more. I think it's definitely far more evident in Bashy v Bashy.
Well, we got a Blitzer and a lineman level up, so let's take a look. Okay, Blitzer rolled a 10, not doubles.
Stats.
You and your goddamn stats, Fake.
Well, I don't know what I would take there in particular, but let me go ahead and do the lineman real quick while I'm see what he rolls up. Yeah, he just rolls a straight 7.
I consider Mighty Blow over the movement regard.
Yeah, we're not saying
who are you?
We're just saying he rolled stats.
Who am I?
Who are you up against next week?
Let's take a look. Oh, Omar. So what else?
Oh, yeah. Next week is us.
Tackle.
You can consider tackle. I don't think the plus movement would be wrong either.
Yeah.
It is definitely handy, but I think with the lack of skills that you have at the moment,
yeah, I got like no skills.
Orcs tend to fall behind in a lot, unless they have a really good start, like they really turn up the bash early on.
Yeah.
They do tend to fall behind in skills. Like, I mean, what did my orcs end up at the end of last demo bowl? 1280. They ended up at 1280 after, 9 games,
Yeah.
and no one over level 2. Sorry, the lineman got doubles from the MVP in the last match and managed to.
So do I want to? I mean, I assume I shouldn't be taking guard with the blitzer as like a first thing.
No, I think it's a choice between tackle and mighty blow. I think honestly.
Yeah.
For the first couple.
Oh, I'm usually a mighty blow kind of guy.
Let me also
You do
see
like
what
blowing mightily.
I'm playing after that.
You set
And-
yourself up for that.
Yeah, I blame myself for.
So yeah, I'm after Omar. I'm facing Necro.
I would consider the tackle because you're going to be hunting guys with dodge in both cases. You got the ghouls that are going to be dodging. The werewolves may have dodge by then, and obviously the war dancers and the catchers are going to be giving you concerns.
Yeah.
That tackle blitzer is probably going to be on safety duty. I would think to try and slap the catchers around.
Right.
So, or at least a blitzer or two will be on safety duty. So if that's the role he's going to be filling, then you might as well make him good at it and give him a tackle. Then it's an automatic 2-die block with 3 results being favourable.
Yeah.
Or you could be pants on head retarded and give him multiple block.
No, it's okay. I'll pass. That's for expert players like Knorr.
Or maybe frenzy.
So stupid orc lineman. Do I just go ahead and get kick on him? He's my first one, or do I just get another block? Or wrestle?
Kick's fine. You can actually, I think even against wood elves it'd be handy because it gives you the option of controlling where he attacks from to a degree. Like,
Yeah.
if you punt it short and to the side away from where he's snacked, it's like, well, you can pick it up and you can run across the other side, or you can pick it up and you can run back. But essentially, he's got to.
Yeah.
He can't.
So hey, are you gonna be around on Sunday?
Who?
Rev.
For after your match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Okay. I'm just saying. I just want as much advice as Fake City.
You can. I'm quite happy to give you advice.
I'm just joking around, man.
Yeah.
I know.
I just went ahead and gave him kick. I've never really regretted taking kick as the first level up on a lineman.
Oh, kick is a great skill.
Yeah. Yeah, kick's amazing.
Have the team that can afford it, then get it.
Yeah.
I will say though, I really don't have as much experience with wood elves.
They're a nasty bunch.
Well, let's see how it comes out. Like, I might not have any players or something.
Well, in theory, I can buy a troll, but...
You want the troll?
Right, I don't know.
No, you probably didn't.
I kinda don't.
I think we've even had several demonstrations on this very stream of why the troll is bad.
Yeah.
Except, I think fake trolls usually work out with the dodging and all.
I did have a troll draw dodge. It was good.
Is the next black orc in line?
Oh.
I'll think about it later, but